Welcome to Buzzed Baffled, the podcast where the wine is flowing, the stories get weird, and we try our best to keep the chaos to a minimum. Try being the keyword.
Before we jump in, a quick behind-the-scenes truth. Producing the show is basically an Olympic sport. Between being the media manager, the sound engineer, the editor, and trying to control her own voice volume, which, let's be honest, Nicole's has the natural power of a small megaphone, things can get a little unpredictable. So if you hear the occasional mic spike, just know it's not your headphones. It's Nicole living her best and loudest life.
Disclaimer, we're not experts. Just two curious humans with wine in hand and an enthusiasm for the bizarre. Some topics may be dark, sensitive, or downright strange, so listener discretion is advised. And remember, everything you hear is for entertainment only, so take the story seriously, just not too seriously.
And any opinions shared on this podcast are our own and not reflective of any third party.
Now, pour a glass, settle in, and get ready to be buzzed and baffled. I did it.
Nope,
You saw me push the button.
I did not see you push the button, actually.
I pushed the button. It just didn't take.
Must have been your nails.
My long-ass nails got in the way. I had to. I got to get the ones underneath the grow out a little bit more so they're the length I want them to be so I can finish doing my builder gels.
Oh,
But I'm full of poutine.
I thought you were going to say poop.
Why?
It's your hieroglyphics that you requested.
My wingdings.
Yeah, I mean, I can't do it in hieroglyphics, so I put it in wingdings.
I got to take a picture of this so people can see what I'm looking at. I was very confused for a second.
If they throw back to our previous episode where we were talking about putting instructions up on the wall, I did that. And
She also put some hieroglyphics up there for me. It really says, "Fuck you, Nicole. Stop taking bad
it
pictures
really
of
doesn't.
me."
Like, if you look, like, it's exactly what the words are.
Yeah.
But now it'll test your memory to see if you remember what your sign-off phrase is. We'll find out by the end.
Oh, for those of you who can't see me, I just looked horrified.
Yeah, the thing she has said so this is episode 67 for like 62 of the last 67 episodes, and she never remembers what it is. And I've covered the sign that was written in English with the wingding sign.
I have to read. I was always reading it. I was a cheater, guys. I'm so sorry. I know it's hard to believe that I would cheat.
But yes, we did have poutine for dinner.
Because it's a Canada-themed story, and Kyla's coming for my crown.
Yes, I am. You should have just saved yourself and put it on me already. This is by far the worst story I've told so far on this pod. At least to me.
But you're just making me up the ante.
Well, I know you're going to steal it back, and then you just keep it for like 6 months.
But I'll give you a couple of weeks because my next 3 stories are already written. And I told her that I have a story that's currently developing that I found.
It kills me that you always have like 3 or 4 stories ready to go. And I was like madly typing the end of this one on Thursday night.
No, I have like 3 in the hopper. I'm ready to rock and roll. And I did have a 4th one started to be written, but I lost it. So I have to start over, but I know kind of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to watch the documentary because I can't read German. So
yeah, that just surprises me. Can I talk about our wine tonight? So there's no Canadian wine.
I also be like, between the two of us, Kyla, let's be honest. If one of us is going to know German, it's going to be you.
I actually started to learn German a couple years ago. I only know like a handful of words and phrases, but
is Heil one of the
Shut
ones?
up.
So this does not appear to be murder.
You'll find out why I picked that shortly.
Okay, because we're drinking Starborough, and there's a starfish on it. Oh.
No.
Oh.
No, the starfish is just completely...
Okay, it was like, oh no.
We were in Econo, and I was looking for something, knowing I probably wasn't going to find a themed wine. But I'm like, if I see something, I'll get it. And I forgot to have David send me the picture, but we found this dusty-ass Savi B at the bottom, and it was so dusty, and it was like the same color as that nasty ass Chardonnay.
Was it from 2004?
It didn't have a date on it, and it was $7. So you almost got that. I'll have David. We'll put the picture up later. I don't even remember what it was called. Oh, it was called like Night Predator or something like that.
You're gonna have to send me a picture of it. Also, is it still there?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of it. So like you're still probably gonna get it, but I was like, oh, this actually works.
You'll go there and it'll all be gone. You'll be like, that bitch bought all the Predator wine. So I already cracked it open, guys, because it's a screw top. But I've had this before, and it is very
we've
good.
had it before. I don't think we've ever had it as a pod wine.
No. So, Starbro, I don't have my readers on.
Old.
I think I need to go to the eye doctor. For those of you who can't see, I just pulled the bottle out further so I could read it.
She's literally like stretched as far as do you need me to hold it over here in my chair?
It's almost like I'm driving your car with my arms completely outstretched. Along the sun-soaked shores of Marlborough, New Zealand, constellations of colorful starfish mark the moment the pure turquoise seas touches the lush green land. Inspired by these wondrous creatures, Starborough Sauvignon Blanc celebrates the rejuvenating balance of land, sea, and sky, enjoying delightfully shareable taste of juicy citrus and a scent of fresh-cut lemongrass in this refreshing expression of our vibrant coastal landscape.
Do you think that's where Taylor Swift got some of her lyrics for Fate of Ophelia? Just keep it at 100 on the land, the sea, and the sky.
The violent landscapes.
The violent landscapes. Of course you would see that. And Nicole's pouring heavily because we know we like this one.
If this was the Predator, that was like the raw.
Yeah.
It'd be like drip, drip.
I'm going to text David right now and have him. I meant to do it earlier. But we'll put that up too.
You know, I'm kind of jealous though because I saw your sister's nails and I wish I had horror red nails right now.
Wow.
Next week. I can do horror red nails next week.
Oh, we have to drink our wine probably.
Yep.
Even though we've had it. Whew. She's bright.
I was like, she's very bright. That is
It's
the best
so
way to
good.
describe it. It's very citrus forward.
Yeah.
But it's like dry at the same time, which
there's
is
a
what
lot
it
of
should
tropical notes on the
Well, and it's drier because last week's had tropical notes to it, but it wasn't dry. It was sweeter.
Oh, it was called Night Harvest. And it was $7 and it was so off color. I was like, how is this a Savi B?
That is not Savi B. Like that has turned. I'm not drinking this.
I know. So someday maybe you'll get that, but not today. You lucked out.
I was like, you're going to wait it for when you're mad at me, and then you're going to bring it in and make me drink it.
Well, I was going to pick it up and then get this for real, and I was like, nah, some other day.
Yep. She didn't want to waste the $7.
No, I already spent a lot of money today at grocery shopping, and I paid some medical bills. So.
Oh. Well, the big bills are still coming, girl.
Yeah. But are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's see how terrible. I think I might have an idea of how terrible it's going to be.
This is a pretty, I don't want to say it's a popular story, but there's a lot of media about this.
Because like you asked me the names, and obviously I didn't. But I think I've seen the picture, like the wedding photo right there before.
They've been referred to in media as the Ken and Barbie killers.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. I do have a trigger warning for, I know we talk about a lot of weird, nasty shit on here, but this particular story is very heavy on, and I don't go into like gruesome detail or anything, but there's a lot of sexual assault that occurs in here. So, sorry.
So you're not going to talk about some of your favorite things?
Oh my God, no.
Do you want to hold your scissors?
No. ChatGPT helped me title this. Couples therapy wasn't going to fix this.
Couples therapy never fixes it.
Paul Bernardo was born on August 27th, 1964 in Scarborough, Ontario, Canada, which is why I picked the Starborough wine.
Okay, I get what you're doing there.
Which is a suburb of Toronto. It's like a district of Toronto. It's kind of part of the city, like a neighborhood kind of, into a highly dysfunctional family. His father, Kenneth, often sexually abused Paul's older sister, Deborah, in front of family members and would later be charged with voyeurism and pedophilia.
Like in front of them, and
Mhm.
they just never reported it?
Mm-hmm. Paul's mother, Marilyn, suffered from depression and agoraphobia, ultimately withdrawing into the family's basement.
I mean, that's better than spending time with him, I guess.
Yeah, like no wonder she was hiding. While Paul presented himself as a well-adjusted child, despite the horrors occurring in his own home, he eventually developed pyromania and sexual fantasies, including a virgin farm where he would breed virgins to rape.
Oh, so he's like a psychopath.
Yes. When Paul was 16 years old, his parents got into a fight, and it was revealed that Paul was the product of an affair. Kenneth was not his biological father. So they're fighting, and she's like, oh, yeah, guess what? Paul's not your son.
I mean, if I was Paul at that point, I'd be like, thank God.
In response, Paul called his mother a slut and a whore, and she referred to him as a bastard from hell. So we're up to a great start in our formative years.
So, like, family therapy isn't going to cut
No.
it either. Like, a group session isn't going to help.
Paul often displayed controlling behavior. After his first girlfriend got tired of dealing with him, she dumped him. He
Good for
retaliated.
her.
Yeah, he retaliated by setting fire to all of her stuff.
I mean, I get it.
During his college years, Paul and his friends practiced their pickup lines on girls and surprisingly had some success. We'll put the pictures up. He's
Yeah.
a very good looking.
Like, he's physically attractive. He's very traditionally handsome.
Yes, he's got blondish hair. Yeah, he's just like.
And my guess is that he's probably very superficially charming because you don't lure people in for what I think is coming unless you are. Like Bundy was very superficially charming.
Yes. He enjoyed humiliating his dates and subjecting them to aggressive anal sex.
Jesus.
Yeah, I told you. I warned everyone.
I hope that she ordered the steak and lobster.
He became more and more violent as time went on, often threatening to harm his partners if they revealed the abuse he was putting them through. In 1986, 2 women actually successfully got restraining orders against him for making obscene phone calls.
Okay. So it wasn't the abuse they got
No,
him
it
for.
was the phone calls, which I'm assuming
It's
they
probably the
were
use
able
of
to
telecommunications or something.
and they probably had them recorded, so there was proof, because
So did he still have a relationship with his psycho parents at this time?
I have no idea. There's nothing about his parents throughout the rest of this story.
Okay.
Paul developed into a serial rapist, stalking his victims late at night, typically when they were getting off buses in the Scarborough area.
So it wasn't like a date rape scenario. It was a following you through the streets.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
it was a hunt.
Yeah, he was abusing and raping women he dated, but then he turned into like a stranger.
Well, it's more of a thrill to hunt someone than it is to like lure them in through dinner.
There are numerous known instances starting in 1987. In May of that year, he raped a 21-year-old woman in front of her parents' home. 10 days later...
I'm glad that the in home was there, because at first I thought you were just going to say in front of her parents. I was like, okay.
10 days later, he raped a 19-year-old woman behind her parents' house.
That's a very quick turnaround period.
And that's kind of the theme throughout this entire story.
Okay.
The next month, he attempted to rape a woman. He began to beat her, but she fought back and he stopped attacking.
Is this Karla?
No.
Okay.
On September 29th, 1987, he tried to rape a 15-year-old girl after breaking into her house and going into her bedroom, which is a further escalation. Because before it was just following someone home from the bus stop or whatever.
And they were adults. This one's a minor, and I'm breaking into the house. So I'm taking more risks.
Yes. He subdued her with a knife, but the victim's mother came in and he fled. As a side note, 19-year-old Anthony Hanemeyer was wrongfully accused of this attack and served nearly a year and a half in prison after pleading guilty to avoid a longer sentence.
That's some bullshit right there.
He was later exonerated, but not until later.
I hope they give him a payout.
I don't know, because it's Canada and I don't know what their court system is really like.
I don't know. I think it also depends where in Canada you are, because I think each territory has its own rules.
Yeah, probably. In October 87, Paul Bernardo met Karla Homolka, a 17-year 17-year-old girl from Mississauga, another Toronto suburb, but like on the other side of Toronto.
Okay. I'm
Well,
assuming Toronto's like a big city.
It is, yeah. Well, she was visiting.
But she's also 17 and he's in his 20s.
Yeah, he is 23 at this point. Well, she was visiting Scarborough to attend a convention, like a work convention. She worked in an animal clinic or like a veterinary clinic. I don't think she was a vet tech. I think she was maybe just like an assistant or something.
But she probably has access to the sedatives. Do you like your new horn better?
Yeah, I forgot about it. The two were immediately attracted to each other, but it did not stop Paul from terrorizing women across the Toronto area. In December 87, he raped a 15-year-old girl. Toronto Police Services finally issued a warning to the women of Scarborough against traveling alone at night. So this is 5 or 6 victims in.
They must also work with the
Tampa police.
The Tampa police.
A week later, a 17-year-old girl is raped, and Paul is dubbed the Scarborough Rapist.
Mm-hmm.
Another 17-year-old girl was attacked in April 1988. So he's going like a few weeks up to a couple months apart. So, but he's.
So what are his triggers?
I don't know.
Okay. Because it sounds like something's, because if it's varying and not continuing to escalate, something's triggering this behavior. Because it's a coping mechanism.
I think he's just an absolute psycho.
Mm.
The following month, he was nearly caught by a police officer staking out a bus shelter in trying to find this rapist because they know he's following women home from bus stations.
Well, hey, they got one up on the Tampa police.
But Paul was able to escape on foot. Less than a week after that, he temporarily changes locations and rapes an 18-year-old girl in Mississauga, which is where Karla was from. So he was probably over in Mississauga visiting her. And that was at that time his 9th known victim. Okay. So we're up to 9 already.
And he's only 23.
It's like 24 now, but yes.
I mean, that's still an impressive number for 24.
For our dear readers, I've only put down 1 page of my story, and we're already up to 9 victims. That's the first sentence of page 2 of my story.
And he's escalating considerably.
Mm-hmm.
So was he nice to Karla when they were dating?
No.
Okay.
Well, we'll get there.
Okay.
In October 88, he attempts to rape again, but again, his victim fights back. Paul stabbed her in the thigh and buttocks, requiring 12 stitches.
Well, this is why I say, like, fight back. Because if you're going to die, you're going to die anyway. You want them to know you were there. And because you don't want to go to the second location.
No. The next month, an 18-year-old is raped in the backyard of her home. The day after that rape, a dedicated task force is created to identify the Scarborough rapist, but Paul is not deterred. So 11 victims in, now we have a task force.
Well, I'm glad they finally got around to it.
Yeah. In December 88, he attempted another rape, but was chased off by the victim's neighbor. So he's still doing this and like...
He's not afraid of getting caught.
Not at all. He's doing just loitering in bushes and just like dragging women like off the main path.
But I mean, it's working. He's not getting caught. And most psychopaths are known for thinking they're smarter than everyone else because they have narcissistic tendencies.
There are no known victims over the next several months, but by June, 6-ish months later, he was for sure at it again with another attempted rape. The victim in this case also fought back and was able to send him running with scratches on his face.
Good for her.
2 months later, he raped a 22-year-old. In November 1989, he raped a 15-year-old girl after watching her at a bus shelter. And in December, he raped a 19-year-old, we're now up to 16 victims.
What is he doing for work that he can just like hang out at bus shelters all night?
I believe he's working as an accountant.
Because if you're up all night tracking women in bus shelters, like, when do you sleep so you can do your accounting?
Yeah. On May 26, 1990, so we're 3 years, and he has 16 victims over about 3 years so far. Paul Bernardo raped a 19-year-old woman, but she vividly remembered the incident and was able to assist police in creating a computerized composite sketch that was released in Toronto and the surrounding areas.
Where's the picture of that?
I could not find that picture of the sketch. And also I forgot to look for it. Honestly, I forgot to look.
So it's not that you couldn't find it.
I was in Last minute panic mode.
She's like, Nicole's coming and there's poutine and I have to finish this story.
It's 9:00 on Thursday night and I'm so tired.
Okay, so I'm going to look up you'll be talking and I'm going to see it because I want to compare how close it was.
Police received 2 tips that Paul Bernardo resembled a composite sketch. So it actually got like positive hits. The first tip was from a bank teller. And if a bank teller can recognize you from a composite sketch, that means you left a bad taste in their mouth.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. That looks.
This one's in color too, which is
because it was computerized.
Okay.
So they were using early computer technology.
Yeah, like I could see
I could see that.
Yeah.
We'll put that on the website too. Good find. So yeah, the first who's calling? Oh my god. These spammers, I am telling you. Well, they're not spammers. I think they're political calls, but
they want to let you know that your loan has been approved. That's what I get 5 to 6 times a day.
So first tip is from a bank teller. The second tip that they received was from Tina Smirnis, the wife of one of Paul's closest friends.
Oh, she's like this because she probably got the ick off of him. And she's like,
Tina told the police that Paul had been previously called in for a rape, meaning he was a potential suspect and they wanted to interview him, but that the police never ended up interviewing him.
Bang up job, guys.
She also stated that Paul frequently discussed his sex life and that he did like rough sex. So she saw that. She's like, that has to be Paul. And,
you know, I'm not thankful for a lot of things, but I'm thankful that you and I have never discussed sex.
Agreed.
You were like, oh, I'm like, nope, don't want to hear it.
Nope. 2 months after those tips came in, police interviewed Paul Bernardo, but they also continued to submit DNA samples from more than 130 other suspects. So they're kind of onto him, but they don't think it's just him. Like they don't.
Well, they don't want to rule other people out and only follow one path.
He was interviewed again in November of 1990 and voluntarily provided his DNA.
That's bold.
He also admitted that
it's the 80s, guys, so he doesn't probably understand, but he doesn't understand like how DNA works the way we do now.
He also admitted that he did look like the composite sketch.
Because it's you.
Because, detectives decided that he was more credible than Tina Smirnis and released him.
Why? Why was he more credible?
I don't know, because he's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy. I don't know. Because he probably...
Because he's a penis?
Yeah, he's a sociopath and he charmed his way out of it.
You know, I would think that a police officer could tell a fucking creepy psychopath when you meet one.
Think.
Like, as soon as one walks into my office, I'm like, ooh, clocked you. It takes me about 3 minutes to figure out what's going on. And I'm like, okay, I see what's happening here.
By this time, he had lost his accounting job, probably because he was up all night raping women.
He's probably tired because it's hard to do. That's 2 full-time jobs.
Yeah. And he was smuggling cigarettes across the U.S.-Canadian border to make money.
As in he was bringing Canadian cigarettes to the U.S. or U.S. cigarettes to Canada?
I'm not sure. I'm guessing U.S. cigarettes to Canada, but I'm not 100% sure which way it was.
Also, like, why would you smuggle them? Why wouldn't you just, like, put them in a suitcase and drive them?
Well, he was. He was driving them across the border. Because Toronto's right...
right near Detroit, right?
It's closer to New York.
Okay.
So, it's a couple... It's...
I thought it was right next to Detroit.
No.
No? What is the one right next to Detroit? It's on the map.
Well,
there.
Ontario is right next to Detroit. So you see that like flap between Detroit and New York?
Yeah.
It's down there, but it's closer to New York.
Okay. Oh, that's why, because when I see that people are driving to New York, sometimes they're going up through Canada.
Yes.
I mean, if they'd let us in now.
Yeah. He was spending a lot of time with Karla Homolka's family, who were reportedly very fond of him.
They weren't suspicious?
No.
But that means, though, that he can keep his shit together for longer than 20 or 30 minutes. Because sometimes they can't.
Yeah. And the two were eventually engaged, but Paul became increasingly obsessed with Karla's 14-year-old sister, Tammy. And we have a picture of Tammy on the board, and you know what that means.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to tell you this.
I'm guessing
I don't
that
even want to read this.
I'm guessing that Tammy doesn't make it all the way through the story.
Paul liked to masturbate and watch Tammy while she slept.
So what I'm picturing is I go to visit my girlfriend who's 17. Well, she's probably 18 at this point, but I'm staying at her
Mhm.
family's house and I'm creeping out of the bedroom that I'm sharing with Karla at this point, and I'm just like peering in on Tammy
You're
and being gross in the hallway.
halfway there. This is where I'm going to win the crown. Karla was fully aware and helped him by breaking the windows in Tammy's room so he could go in and out.
So
she was like making sure they were unlocked or pushed open.
So my question for this is does Karla hate her sister and and she also has psychopathic tendencies, or if I help him push this towards somebody else, I don't get hurt?
The first one.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Karla, I was really pulling for you here.
Nope. Once, Karla laced some spaghetti sauce with Valium she stole from work at the animal clinic and fed it to Tammy so Paul could rape her while Karla watched. But Tammy woke up about a minute later.
I want everyone to know that I did not see Kyla
You did
make
not
the
see me make
poutine
the
dressing.
No, you didn't see me make the gravy.
I have no idea
But
what's in the
also,
gravy.
I'm not wasting my Valium on you.
She goes, because I don't have enough to dose you, because I don't have enough to kill a horse.
Yeah.
She's like, you come from Lisa's blood,
I have like 3 muscle relaxers to my name. Like,
and I'm not wasting them on you.
and I need those for when I slip on your wet deck and throw my back out.
Yeah, then actually I'd be like, I need some herbs. Like, go fight for your life.
On December 23rd, 1990, Paul and Karla laced some eggnog with rum and 15 sleeping pills and gave it to 15-year-old Tammy.
15 sleeping
15
pills?
sleeping pills.
I'm assuming that killed her.
After she lost consciousness, the pair undressed her and put a halothane-soaked rag over her nose and mouth. Halothane is a general anesthetic.
I was like, what's halothane?
Karla stole it from work. So it's a breathable anesthetic. Like chloroform.
Okay.
Kind of. It's a gas.
I also learned recently that you can make chloroform at home.
Oh, good. So yeah, halothane is an aerosolized anesthetic.
Okay.
Paul was disappointed that he was not Karla's first sexual partner, so Karla decided she would give him Tammy's virginity for Christmas.
Jesus Christ. Rube, aren't you glad
Oh my God.
that Kyla is a much better sister than Karla was?
While Karla and Tammy's parents slept upstairs, Paul and Karla filmed themselves raping Tammy in the basement. They both raped her.
How? So I'm assuming there's like sodomy happening here.
Yes.
Okay.
But Tammy vomited and started to aspirate.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to revive her, and after dressing Tammy, moving her to her bedroom, and hiding evidence, they called 911.
She'd suffocated at that point.
A few hours later, she was pronounced dead at the hospital, never having regained consciousness.
Did they do a blood test to see what was in her system?
Although there was a chemical burn on Tammy's face from the halothane rag, and although Paul and Karla were observed cleaning up and doing laundry in the middle of the night, the coroner and the Homolka family accepted Paul and Karla's version of events. Tammy Homolka's death was ruled an accident as a result of her choking on her own vomit after consuming alcohol.
No.
Unacceptable.
Mm-hmm. At Tammy's funeral, Paul was seen caressing Tammy's body in the open casket.
Wait.
So he's like rubbing her arm and leg and whatever.
Okay. It was like...
He wasn't like in there on her.
I was like in front of everybody. No one thought that was weird. Also, who touches the body in a funeral?
A lot of people do.
Oh,
There's a lot of hand holding and
but they're like rigid corpses.
yeah, it's not pleasant.
I would. There's a 0% chance you would get me to touch a dead person.
After her death, and I'm not sure how much later this was, but knowing these two freaks, it was probably like literally the day of the funeral
Mm-hmm.
or like the night she died. Karla dressed up in Tammy's clothes pretended to be Tammy, and she and Paul filmed themselves having sex. So I'm assuming it was like after they got back from the hospital.
So she's like, this is a turn on.
Mm-hmm. Paul and Karla secretly put an invitation to their upcoming wedding in Tammy's casket, along with a note about how much they loved her and how sorry they were. The items would later be found when her
I was
body
like,
was
because I'm
exhumed.
assuming because you can pull that up.
A few weeks after Tammy's funeral, Karla's parents and other sister went out of town, leaving the Homolka home empty. Paul and Karla did move out after Tammy's death. They moved into to a different neighborhood, but the Homolka home is empty. Paul abducted a girl, took her to the home, and raped her while Karla watched.
Wait, say that again?
So they live in an apartment somewhere else now.
Yeah.
Paul picks up a girl, takes her to Karla's parents' house. Karla goes with.
Yeah.
Paul rapes her, and Karla's watching.
Like, this is, like, bold because, like, not only are you bringing someone to a second location, but it's like a location you could get caught very easily.
He dropped her off on a deserted road. Did not kill her.
Did he think she was dead and she survived? No. Okay.
Later, he would refer to her as January Girl because it was in January.
Okay.
In April 1991, he raped a 14-year-old girl in the very early morning while she was out exercising.
So they're also, why is a 14-year-old girl just out like?
I think she was on like a crew team,
Okay.
and they were going out early in the morning
to like go to the row.
Yes.
Okay. She's like on her way.
Yes.
Because I like, obviously, like I don't have a crotch goblin, but if I did,
so
I'm not going to let my 13-year-old.
She took the bus to the pier or something like that.
Yeah, because I'm not going to let my 13-year-old go running by herself.
She was waving to someone, and I don't know for sure if Karla was driving around and waved to her to distract her, or if it was someone she legitimately knew. It could be a person who dropped her off. And Paul took the opportunity while she was distracted to drag her into the nearby bushes. Afterwards, of course, he raped her. Afterwards, he made her wait 5 minutes before she could move, and in those moments, he disappeared.
So he's not. That's interesting. So up until this point, he killed everyone, but these ones are.
No, he has. The only person he's killed so far is Tammy.
Oh, everyone has survived.
Everyone else has survived. Yep.
Oh, so we haven't escalated to that yet. Okay. You have a spider on your ceiling.
I think it's a bug of non-arachnid variety, but I'll take care of it later.
Okay.
I don't think it's a spider. I think it's just like a bug.
Like a little beetle or something?
Yeah. On June 7th, 1991, Karla invited a 15-year-old girl she had befriended at a pet store back to their house.
So she's hunting herself at this point because a woman of her age in their 20s isn't going to be friends. That would be like me going back in time to high school and going and finding you when you're 11.
Yep.
You're like, girl, I've read this. I know what happens here.
She was drugged by Karla and sexually assaulted by both Paul and Karla while they videotaped it. The same girl was invited back to the house a few months later and was drugged again.
Wait, she went back a second time?
Well, I put invited in quotes because I'm assuming she was like abducted the second time.
Oh, okay. I was like...
This time, though, the victim vomited and stopped breathing. Karla called 911, but she and Paul were able to resuscitate her before responders arrived, and the ambulance was called back to the station, never going to the scene to evaluate the girl.
So is the corpse still there?
Well, so like, if I call 911 because someone can't breathe, and then I call back and I'm like, oh, never mind, they're fine. The police and the ambulance are still coming.
Like they should.
Yeah. Not in this case. They're just like, oh, okay, sweet, going back.
Although here, they'd be like, oh, someone was called to Nicole Eubinger's house.
Yeah.
And someone called and said we don't need to go. So we definitely don't need to go to Nicole Eubinger's address and Nicole Eubinger's house. And they would blast it across the air.
It's the Nicole Eubinger whose last four of her social is 1111 and her date of birth blood type
is like, you know, December 31st infinity because we don't know when she was actually birthed.
2 weeks before their wedding, Paul was driving around a Toronto suburb early in the morning looking for license plates to steal. I'm assuming as part of his smuggling.
Oh, I mean, I guess there's probably a market for that.
Mhm.
Especially, like, if other people are stealing cars and you need to have a different license plate on it.
Yeah. He came across 14-year-old Leslie Mahaffey, who's up on our board, who had been. This is so sad.
We're in the 90s here, I'm
Yep,
assuming.
this is June 1991.
Okay.
So we're only 5 years into when the rape started.
And so, like, this is like a young teenage girl who has, like, I think probably dyed, like, ginger hair, but it's a pretty red. And she looks like maybe her braces just came
Yeah.
off or something.
Yeah, she's 14. She was intentionally locked out of her house for missing curfew.
She was sassy, but her parents regretted that.
I bet they did. Paul approached her, stating he was going to break into a neighbor's house. She was unshaken and asked if he had any cigarettes. So I think he probably recognized that maybe she was a little bit of a wild child. So that's why he's like, oh, I'm going to break in over here.
But he was a little more wild than she was anticipating.
Mhm. He led her to his car, blindfolded her, and forced her into the vehicle and drove to his house, telling Karla they have a victim.
And this is why I tell teenage girls that if a man in his 20s is interested in you, it's not for anything good.
Nope.
And I would say it's because no one their own age wants to be around them, but maybe if they're also a psychopath.
Mm-hmm. Leslie was tortured and sexually assaulted by Paul and Karla while they videotaped it. At one point,
And when you say this, she was is active a participant in it. She wasn't just
Yes.
recording.
yes, like they
Okay.
have the video camera on like a tripod or something, and they're both participating in the sexual assault.
This is so interesting because I do remember like hearing about this in the past, but I do wonder, would she have done this on her own, or was his influence and her need for safety a big precipitating factor?
I didn't write down the word, but I'll talk about it a little bit later when we get to the court case. Just remind me about the quote unquote diagnosis.
Okay.
At one point, Paul said on tape, quote, "You're doing a good job, Leslie, a damn good job. The next 2 hours are going to determine what I do to you. Right now, you're scoring perfect," end quote.
Jesus Christ.
Later in the tape, Paul was seen sodomizing Leslie while her hands were bound and she was crying out in pain, begging him to stop.
So this is why I thought maybe you chose the starfish.
Oh my God, no.
I was like, oh no, is this why she chose this line?
No, I chose it because it was named Starborough and it takes place in Scarborough. Nothing to do with starfishes.
See, I was like,
real or otherwise.
I was like, I see where this is going.
Leslie told the couple her blindfold was slipping, and they became concerned that she could identify them.
Well, she's seen you already.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, she saw him,
Mm-hmm.
but she never saw Karla because she was blindfolded before she was put in the car.
Okay.
The next day, Karla gave Leslie a lethal dose of Halcyon, a benzo, and Paul strangled her. Leslie Mahaffey's
I'm assuming she got this from the vet clinic.
Yes. Yeah, I think everything that they've used, she got from her vet clinic. Leslie Mahaffey's body was hidden in the house the day before Karla's family visited for a dinner party.
So this is their house now.
Yes.
Okay. So at least they're not doing this in other people's. So like not like it's better.
Right.
But like you're not doing it at your parents' house or something.
Afterwards, after the dinner party, Paul went to a local hardware store and bought dozens of bags of cement, keeping the receipts.
Always keep the evidence, guys. You got to save those receipts because you might want to return those bags.
The unused bags, because you don't know how many you need. They decided to dismember Leslie with a circular saw and encase her body parts in cement.
That would be so messy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad it. Like, don't do that. Put them in a tote with some acid.
The cement blocks were dumped in Lake Gibson, which was about 11 miles away from the house.
How are you transporting all these cement blocks?
Well, one block was over 200 pounds and too large for them to sink, so they left it on the shore. That block was found on June 29th, 1991, coincidentally the same day Paul and Karla were married. Leslie was later identified by her orthodontic gear. So, like, she has braces.
So they're like dextering this. But also, if it's in cement, it's preserved.
Yep. They're not smart.
So Like, you could also just throw it in the water and the fish will eat it.
Mhm. Paul and Karla honeymooned in Hawaii. Later, while searching his home as part of later
And you call
investigations,
me a basic bitch. And these people honeymooned in Hawaii?
it was the early 90s and they're from Canada. Later, while searching his home, police found a newspaper clipping related to a rape that occurred while the couple was there in Hawaii.
Well, yeah, because she's in on, like, we're going to have a little fun while we're there.
The circumstances matched Paul's MO. Someone abducted, whatever it might
Yeah.
be. Both the Canadian and U.S. authorities believe that Paul was the perpetrator of the sexual assault, but the case was not pursued due to extradition issues.
Okay.
And
I
I
mean-
think by then they were like, yeah.
I think they have their eye on him
Mhm.
and they're just trying to catch him.
Yep.
Also, at this point, I would be tailing him.
Is that still bothering you? Do we need to pause so I can kill it?
I would like to.
Okay. Pause. I have to kill a bug.
I want everyone to know she threw that beetle at me.
I couldn't reach it, and I pointed at it, and it flew off the ceiling directly at Nicole.
Swooped it at me, and it flew and tried to hit me right in the face.
No, it did not.
It tried to get in my hair,
Also, it was not a spider.
but it was crawling, and I knew it was going to try to get in my hair. And sure
I
enough,
think if I would have just left it, it would not have flown at you. Oh, okay. Where am I?
you're talking about your favorite things.
Okay, here I am. No, wrong. Very wrong. I know it's not that.
She goes, "There's no scissors in this story, Nicole."
In late July, so this is just a month. He's married in between these murders and rapes.
Okay. I've never planned a wedding myself fully,
Well, I'm guessing he also was not involved in the planning.
but I've also been involved in wedding planning. How the hell did they have time
I have no idea.
to have this many murders and sexual assaults in the middle of wedding planning?
I don't know.
Like, to cut up a body and get rid of it? That's a lot of
Yeah,
work.
like 2 weeks before you get married. And the photo we have of them on the board is their wedding photo. This isn't like a courthouse wedding.
No, this is I'm assuming a big church wedding
Yeah.
with 300 guests
Mhm.
minimum.
Yep.
Although, I would have liked to just know that this was happening in real time then and been at the wedding and then be able to sit there. I don't want something like this to happen here, but I wouldn't be opposed to being in at the ground level.
In late July, Paul began stalking a 21-year-old woman after he saw her driving home from work. On August 9th, so he's following her around. The victim saw Paul stalking her and decided to stop off at her boyfriend's house as a safe place. The boyfriend saw Paul and chased him, eventually coming across Paul's vehicle. He was able to get the license plate number and reported it to the police. The authorities ran the plates and found out the vehicle was registered to Paul Bernardo. They went to his house where they saw the car in the driveway, but did not take any action or submit any official reports.
Lame.
On March 29th, 1992, so again we have another longish gap, but that doesn't mean he wasn't doing things in that time that we just don't know about.
Well, because if I was him, I wouldn't be like, "Oh, you missed this one."
Yeah.
Because also he's going to save that to try to get good things in prison.
Perhaps.
That's what I would do.
On March 29th, 1992, Paul began to stalk and videotape 2 sisters from his car and followed them to their home. They got his license plate number, but they wrote it down incorrectly. One of the girls reported the incident to police and was given an incident number to refer to if they saw him again, they're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
your case number is ABC 123. We have a case open. If you see him again, call us and let us know."
Was it ABC? We're never going to follow up on this. Get fucking bent.
About 3 weeks later, Paul and Karla were driving around schools in the afternoon to look for potential victims, and they spotted 15-year-old Kristen French.
Oh no, they were doing me when I go back in high school and I try to find you. Wait, is this why you're doing this
No.
story?
And Kristen is up on our board, so.
Kristen French. And she looks like a nice,
Yeah, she's 15.
she's bright-eyed.
She's probably on the volleyball team or something.
She has curly hair and she brushes it straight.
Yep. Yeah, very 90s.
Yep. That's what my hair looked like in the 90s because I didn't know I had curly hair, and I just, like, use a paddle brush on it and wonder why it was so bushy.
They pulled into a parking lot, and Karla got out of the car with a map, pretending to be lost.
But here's the thing, though. Looking at her, she can get away with that because she's, first of all, petite,
Mm-hmm.
and she's unassuming,
Mm-hmm.
and so you're not gonna think she's a risk.
Yeah, and if she came up to me and she's like, she's got a map. Of course, this is days of the map, but yeah. While Kristen was helping, Paul grabbed her from behind and forced her into the front seat of the car at knife point, while Karla restrained her from the back seat by grabbing onto her hair. So Karla's sitting behind her.
That's
with her.
really bold, though, because you're doing this and people could see.
Oh, yeah. After she did not return home, Kristen's parents notified police, and within 24 hours, a team was assembled.
I would think at this point, they're like, we're looking for this. Like,
Yeah.
as soon as a report
Mhm.
comes in.
They began to investigate around the school and identified several witnesses to the kidnapping. Kristen's shoe was also found in the parking lot.
So there were witnesses and they didn't do anything?
Apparently, I don't know.
Okay. So if I'm at the Holiday and I'm pumping gas and I look over and see someone getting forced into a
Mhm.
car, I'm not just gonna be like, "Welp, not my problem." Like, I might not immediately intervene, but I'm gonna make sure everyone's paying attention to
Yeah.
what's happening.
Over the weekend, Paul and Karla again filmed themselves torturing, raping, and sodomizing Kristen French. They forced her to drink large amounts of alcohol, but did not blindfold her like they did Leslie Mahaffey.
Because they knew they were gonna kill her.
That's
They don't
exactly
have
right.
to.
On Easter Sunday, right before Karla's parents came over for Easter dinner, Kristen French was murdered.
Or dead men tell no tales.
Paul strangled her with the same electrical cord he used on Leslie Mahaffey while Karla watched. While Kristen French was still being held captive, one of the girls that Paul was stalking back in March, who got that case number, saw him again and tried to track him to his house.
Ooh, brave girl.
She was able to get the correct license plate number and reported it to police, but the information was mishandled. And this is, so she's seeing him. Kristen is in their basement or
Yeah.
whatever. She sees Paul, says this is where he
Had
lives.
had they done what they were supposed to, she might still be alive.
Exactly.
I hope they got the pantsuit off.
Kristen's nude body was found in a ditch about 2 weeks after her abduction.
Where was she this whole time between them?
In the house.
Oh,
Yeah.
gross. She must have,
Her body had been washed and her hair was cut off.
What?
Well, police initially thought they kept it as a trophy, but Karla later said it was to prevent identification. Like, people don't get identified by their fucking hair.
Yeah, like,
Again, they're not smart.
like you can shave her head, but she still has teeth and
Yeah.
fingerprints.
Around the same time, Paul and Karla submitted an application to have their last names legally changed to Teal, T-E-A-L-E, the surname of a serial killer in the 1988 film Criminal Law.
Also, I've never heard of that movie.
Me either. It might be Canadian. I don't know.
Okay.
Also, I wasn't watching.
Like, that should be, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you only change your last name if you've left a situation that's terrible and you don't want any more ties to it, or you're running from something.
On May 12, 1992, Paul was interviewed by a police officer who ultimately decided he was an unlikely suspect, despite being previously questioned in connection to the Scarborough rapist cases.
What did he base that judgment on?
I don't know.
I'm like, I want to know, sir. They're like, nope, nothing to see
Yeah.
here. Keep on moving.
3 days after that interview, a task force was implemented to investigate the murders of Leslie Mahaffey and Kristen
Wait,
French.
I thought there was already a task force.
Oh, no, that was the task force to find Kristen because she was abducted.
Oh, these are separate. This isn't the serial killer task force.
No, so it's not the rapist task force. It's not the group to find Kristen, who they believed was still alive at the time. This is now to solve these two murders.
Why don't we have a serial killer task force?
Well, because there's been only two more. Well,
or a serial
two
rapist task force.
There is the serial rapist task force that was established but after like the 9th victim. They're not good. And I think some of this might be jurisdictional because you have the Toronto police, like the city police, and in Scarborough, it's a different police station. I think it's like the Niagara PD or something.
I don't know. I fully believe that the city of Houghton and the city of Hancock police
Could
departments,
pick up the fucking phone and be like, hey.
hey, like, we both know that these things
Mhm.
happened.
Yeah.
Because we could look at the app we have and be like, hey, I'm seeing a pattern of these things.
Yeah.
Perhaps you should look at this.
By the end of May, an acquaintance of Paul Bernardo and Tina Smirnis, who's the woman who knew him before and after that composite sketch was released, was
So,
like,
did they stop being friends with him after this?
I hope so. So someone who knows both Paul and Tina, the lady who was like, hey, this is Paul,
Yep.
reported him as being a possible suspect in the murders. So Tina
Mhm.
says he's the Scarborough rapist. This other guy who knows both those people says, I think he's the murderer.
Can you imagine, though? Someone in our friend group, like something weird starts happening in town. And you have to be like, I think it's Nicole.
I mean, I would be like, okay. One thing is a coincidence. 2 is strange. 3, I gotta call Charlie Klein.
You would rat me out?
I don't know, maybe. Depends what you were doing. Depends if they deserved it or not.
She's like, they had it
Yeah.
coming.
It wasn't until December 1992 that the DNA samples provided by Paul voluntarily 2 years earlier were tested.
Oh, they've just been sitting on him up until now.
So him and the 130 other people.
So they could have run all of this. Although, but back in the day, it was probably super expensive, and you're only going to do that if you really can afford to do so.
But you have to remember, Paul looks exactly like that fucking sketch.
Yeah.
And there was a woman who 2 people independently called in from one another. One is a bank teller who's just like some rando. And one is an acquaintance who was like, I think it's him. Don't you think you would put that DNA to the top of the list?
Yeah.
And he was interviewed.
Yeah.
That same month, Paul savagely beat Karla with a flashlight.
Ooh, what'd she do?
I don't know. Things are going south.
So but that's like something triggered it where he's like, we're no longer co-people. You're my victim now.
Yep. Karla returned to work a few days later, claiming she'd been in a car accident.
Oh, so it was really bad.
Yeah. Her coworkers were skeptical and, thank God, contacted her parents, who were like, oh no, we're getting her. So they pulled her out. Like, they're like, you're done.
Yeah.
You're moving back in with us.
Bad news for them.
Well, yeah. She was taken to a hospital where she met with police and filed charges against Paul, which is like, okay, that's actually pretty brave.
But no, it's actually very stupid on her part because she's done all these other crimes. Does she think
they're not smart? That's the theme of this story. They're not smart.
He's going to roll on her so fast and try to pin it all on her.
He was arrested, but later released on his own recognizance.
Because it's a DV charge.
After Paul's DNA was tested, the Toronto police were informed that it matched the Scarborough rapist, and they immediately put him under surveillance. Fucking arrest him.
Wait. I'm like, what do you mean under surveillance?
Yeah, you don't have to catch him in the act. You have DNA evidence.
Like, you can prove it's him. Arrest him.
And you've already waited 2 years, and how many other people were killed and raped in that time?
Did another person die while they waited?
I don't think so. Hold on. I don't remember. No, I don't think so. They interviewed Karla and told her that he was a suspect as the Scarborough rapist, but she focused solely on him being an abuser. She skirted around anything related to the rapes or anything because she was a part of most of them or a lot of them, and was just like, no, he beats me. Later that night.
Well, he probably did.
Oh, and I'm sure he did. Like, I don't think she was lying. And obviously he did beat her.
And this is where it gets tricky, right? Because, like, is she doing this to save herself or is she doing this because she's a psychopath? Like, it's hard to tell.
Later that night, after the interview, she told some family members, I think it was an aunt and uncle that she was staying with, like, Paul didn't know.
Yeah.
Like a safe place.
A safe location.
That Paul was the Scarborough rapist and that both of them were involved in the murders of Leslie Mahaffey and Kristen French, and that there was video evidence of their sexual assault. So she basically confessed to her family.
Okay. So now I'm like, maybe this is like a Stockholm Syndrome kind of scenario.
2 days later, Karla met with an attorney and they planned to seek immunity for her in exchange for her cooperation.
I'm hoping that didn't work.
After the attorney told the Crown, because it's Canada and the government is called the Crown because it's still technically part of the United Kingdom. It's its
All
own.
of Canada?
Yeah, it's its own country, but like the government still belongs to. It's a whole thing. It's like an
Okay.
autonomous country, but the government is still. The king is still technically the head of Canada, or the queen at this
So
time.
King Charles?
Yeah, it would have been the Queen Elizabeth at
Yeah.
this time. So the government is called the Crown.
Oh, okay.
So the prosecutor or the government.
Yeah.
The attorney told the Crown that there was video evidence of Karla's involvement, and the Crown advised that full immunity would not be possible.
No, because you
Like you are on tape doing this.
like you, and it was like it's multiple times.
Mhm.
You lured them in and made it
Yeah.
possible.
Karla was then also placed on 24-hour surveillance, and Tammy Homolka's case was reopened, her sister. And that's when they...
Can you imagine her poor
Oh my
parents?
God. And so
Like,
that's like as
I
part of...
pulled my daughter out
Mhm.
thinking this was domestic violence, only to find out she murdered her sister.
Yeah. So that's how they found those notes that were in there, because they exhumed her body as part of this case reopening.
Oh God, her poor parents.
2 days later, after she pleads for immunity, Paul and Karla's name change application was approved.
Oh, so now they're Teal.
Yep.
Tile.
Tile. On February 17th, 1993, Paul Bernardo was arrested on several charges, and a search warrant was obtained for his house.
Their house.
Yes, their house. She's not living there anymore, but yes, it was their house.
Can you imagine if you had a relative staying with you and you thought it was for safety, and then you found out that they're a serial rapist and murderer, and you've been like housing them this entire time?
Feeding him mac and cheese and cooking him eggs in the morning.
Uh-huh. Well, you'd microwave them, but
yeah, I would.
Gross.
His link to the murders was still weak because they don't have any concrete evidence.
Other than the DNA?
They don't have DNA from the murders. They have DNA from the rapes because that's the case they collected it in.
Well, they have that big block of cement, don't they?
They do, but I don't think there's any DNA because it's all in concrete and it sucks out everything. And so the warrant was limited. And I don't know how Canada's warrants work.
I mean, I feel like there's probably blood spatter all over that basement, considering the saws.
So the warrant would only let them remove expected evidence. So I think they had to kind of pre-provide a list of like, okay,
this is what I'm looking for.
If we find tapes, we can remove them. If we find blood evidence, we can remove it. But they can't just like carte blanche rip through the house.
But also, they cut people apart with circular saws. There's going to be blood evidence.
Yeah. And the warrant also stated any videotapes found had to be viewed within the home, which I think is super bizarre.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, people can't see my confused face, but I'm like...
So for all of our Canadian listeners, if you want to email us and please tell us what the fuck is up with your judicial system.
Like, I know we're big in Vietnam, but we must have a couple of a couple of Canadians.
I thought that was such a weird thing.
So was it that they were only allowed to view it and not remove the tape?
I think so, but I don't know why it wouldn't, because she said there's tape evidence of this, and they're going in there looking for tapes because the warrant also said they're not allowed to damage anything looking for those tapes.
See, my workaround for that is you set up a camcorder, I'm assuming it's what you have in the 90s, and you record the TV playing the tapes, and then you can take your tape with you.
Yeah, I thought that was really unusual. So I don't know why.
That's very bizarre.
What kind of constitutional or legal differences? I mean, obviously there's a big, because here they would just like rip through your entire house.
Yeah, they're going to be cutting your cushions and like casing.
So they were prohibited from damaging anything, hindering their ability to search for the tapes. So unless it was, like
in a
something
cupboard
that could be moved or opened,
it's in the VHS rack, and you just grab it because it's labeled January Girl, and you know which one to grab.
Yep. The only tape they found in their search.
Also, why didn't they bring her there and have her tell them?
I don't think she knew where they were.
Interesting. Okay.
Because the only tape they found was of Karla performing oral sex on the 15-year-old victim from the pet store, the one who was there, and then...
So he only left the tape out that would get her in
the one
trouble.
Who came back a few months later. She essentially died. They resuscitated her, and the ambulance was like, oh, we're not going anymore. That girl. During a jail call from Paul to his attorney, Paul admitted the tapes were hidden in a light fixture in the bathroom.
In the light
So
fixture?
I'm guessing they were up above.
Okay, like in a drop ceiling?
Yeah.
Because I was like, even if it was a fluorescent light,
Mhm.
but I guess they could be like tiny little camcorder tapes. 'Cause
Oh, yeah, I
those are
suppose they
like,
could be. I don't know if they were that early in the 90s. I think they would have been full-size VHS.
yeah, I don't know.
But either way,
Like, I
it
don't,
doesn't matter.
we didn't, like, my family never had anything like, because we didn't record shit, so we
Yeah.
didn't care. But because we don't record shit, because that's stupid. But I do remember my mom and Bink had a camcorder that they brought to Mexico. Have I ever told you this story?
No.
So they have this camcorder and they're wanting to record like the beach and stuff, and Bink has it. And so when he's trying to record, it's off. That he hits the button and turns it on, and it's just
Just him walking
it's just
with
him
the camera
walking,
upside down.
and it's like swinging, and all you see is feet. And then he'd pick it up and he'd hit the button and turn it off. And he'd hit the button and then turn it on, and all you see is feet.
Do they still have that?
I don't know. I'll have
Because
to
that
ask
is hilarious.
I'll have to ask Lisa. I'm sure it might be somewhere in the house. If they still have it, we'll have to find it. Because they got back and they went to watch it and show it to people, and it was just them walking.
They had like a "We're back from our vacation party," and they're all
Uh-huh.
excited to show
Yep.
people. Fucking Bink. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. So Paul's attorney goes to the house and removes the evidence, hiding it from investigators.
He's not allowed to do that.
I would think not.
You can't tamper with evidence, even as an attorney. Like, you don't have to disclose you know where it is, but you can't fucking take it.
Yeah. The attorney would later resign.
I'm so incensed.
He later resigned, and Paul's new legal counsel received the tapes from the former attorney, and he did turn it over to the authorities after holding on to them for 2 more weeks.
But
that may have been like a due diligence thing.
that might be I have to figure out what I need to do
Yes.
to make sure ethically and my license and legally I am doing the, like, I have
Yeah.
to talk to my like malpractice insurance.
Like, I have to call the bar and be like, hey.
Like, because this isn't a normal day-to-day event. And it's fair to be like, I have to call my malpractice insurance and be like, what do I do?
In May 1993, Karla Homolka was offered a plea deal of 12 years in prison and was given 1 week to decide.
I would have given her like 30 minutes.
If she declined, the Crown was going to charge her with 2 counts of first-degree murder for Leslie and Kristen, 1 count of second-degree murder for Tammy,
But she has to testify against him.
and numerous other crimes, obviously.
I hope she took the plea.
Karla accepted the plea and began cooperating with investigators, stating that Paul Bernardo boasted he had raped as many as 30 women,
Because now at this point, she's away from him and he's not beating her anymore.
and 30 women was twice the number that police suspected.
Is he one of the most prolific rapists that we know of? Or is there
He
more?
might be. In order to protect Paul's right to a fair trial, the court imposed a publication ban on Karla's statements. But many U.S. publications who were not subject to the ban, because you can't in Toronto say, hey, America, you can't do this.
Yeah.
And we've discussed that Toronto's really close to the U.S. border. It's
Yeah.
just a short drive
Well,
away.
and none of these crimes happen in America, so
Right.
we don't get a vote.
No, and a judge in Toronto can't say, hey, Buffalo News, you can't do this.
Yeah.
They published details of her testimony. Although the internet was still young, it was used to disseminate the information electronically back in Canada, essentially nullifying the court order because it was a publication ban.
But that also pollutes the jury pool.
Yeah, and that was their whole point.
Yeah.
But the judge didn't consider the use of the internet.
Well, because it hadn't been a thing
Yeah.
yet.
So
People didn't know that, like, you can disseminate.
I think
that
what was
way.
happening is newspapers in Buffalo and those border cities, there's a Detroit newspaper, like, they were getting the information from them was getting back to Toronto, and the people in Toronto were sharing it through the internet.
Well, and it's not like now. So, like, I've been telling Kyla she needs to start watching the Lindsay Clancy murder trial. Because that prosecutor, fuck ass Bose, we need to watch these things.
Okay.
I need you to get on
I know.
board.
I gotta get like a recap.
You need to like catch up to where we're at.
Karla divorced Paul in February 1994.
I'm sure that was a legal strategy.
Oh, for sure.
But also, I'm willing to bet that she's like, he beat me with a mag light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she had grounds. Now, she is a horrible human being, but strictly looking at their marriage, she was like within,
See, like, and I say this because, like, knowing trauma victims, I would be interested to know, like, where she stands now and what she's like now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm assuming she's out of prison now.
Yep, she is.
To be like, okay, here's kind of how I feel about this. And, like, here's what I say. I'm sure her name has changed and we'll never know where she is.
Oh, she's back in Canada. She moved away and then she came
Yeah.
back. She married her attorney's brother.
Oh my
They might
God.
be divorced now. I don't remember. There's actually not as much information as you would think,
But why?
but she's maintained a low profile.
If I was her attorney, I'd be like, I object. For obvious reason.
Paul Bernardo's trial started in June 1995.
I was 15 at
the
time.
video evidence was shown. I had just turned
into the ooh.
Yeah. And so I did read that I believe only the audio portion was available to the courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't see. I think only the jury saw the actual visual.
See, and there's the thing. You're always like, I want to be on a jury. That's not a jury I want to be on. She's like, I do.
Not for that purpose, but
she's like, that was exactly that purpose.
No, because I get like some fuck ass shoplifting case or something.
Insurance fraud.
Yeah. And Karla testified against him, of course, as part of her plea deal. Paul first claimed that the deaths were accidental, but later said Karla was the actual killer. On September 1st, 1995, Paul was convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of second-degree murder, and numerous other crimes, the same charges that Karla avoided with her plea deal. He was sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole for at least 25 years. He was also designated as a dangerous offender, making any release highly unlikely. Paul was kept in segregation, but was still subjected to attacks and harassment by his fellow inmates. Naturally, he was a horrible human being. He got beat a couple times.
Oh, I found a picture of what he looks like now.
Yeah, you could put that on the website.
He's not as pretty anymore.
No,
that is not his natural hair color. Just so you know.
I know. I think it got darker with age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that. Paul has, in 2006, in addition to the cases we have talked about, Paul Bernardo confessed to at least 10 more sexual assaults going all the way back to March of 1986.
He's out of jail now. How did that?
He's not.
It says right here.
He's not.
Oh. Okay.
A little later that year, Paul gave an interview in which he claimed he was reformed and a good candidate for parole. So, like 3 months after, he's like, "Oh yeah, there was 10 more that you don't know about." He has subsequently applied for and was denied parole several times. He was, however, eventually moved to a medium security prison.
Yeah, it says that he was moved
in Quebec in 2023, where he remains. These fucking spammers. Karla Homolka's plea deal was very controversial and was called, quote, the deal with the devil in Canadian media. Paul Bernardo's attorney withheld the videotapes for over a year, and prosecutors stated they would never have agreed to that plea deal had they seen those tapes.
Did they not watch them? Like, I feel like that's part of the case is you have to watch them.
And here, if that happened, they would have been like, "Oh, there's new evidence. Your plea deal is completely gone."
Yeah.
But apparently that's not the case there. Paul's attorney, who hid those tapes for 17 months, was later acquitted of obstruction of justice. So again,
no.
Canadian readers, what the fuck is going on with your court system? I'm really curious. Karla was released from prison on July 4th, 2005. Paul was interviewed a few days before her release and stated that he always intended to free the girls, and it was Karla who panicked when Leslie Mahaffey's blindfold fell off, and it was Karla who actually killed Leslie and Kristen.
Karla is looking a little rough right now.
Yeah, she doesn't look great now. You can tell it's her, but
like also like
she still has like her one like hair with eyebrows.
This is like Well, because once you pluck them that much, they don't come
Mhm.
back. Because that's the era of the 90s. But this is a story about the school board being very concerned that, like, she and her kids are in the
Yeah.
district.
You don't say.
I'm like, "That's fair."
That's the Ken and Barbie killers, which they were dubbed, obviously, because
She looks like Meth Barbie.
yeah. Yeah, she doesn't look great.
Also, like, that means somebody oh, yeah, she married the lawyer's
Uh-huh.
brother.
Yeah, and they moved to, like, the Caribbean or something for a while, and then they came back to Canada, and I think they live somewhere in Quebec now.
Jesus.
Um,
Do her parents still talk to her
I
after
have
she
no idea.
murdered her sibling?
Yeah, I
I have
have
so
no
many
idea.
questions.
And I know I told you to remind me about the diagnosis, and there was a word, and I gotta find
Yeah.
it here. Because it was something that I had never heard of. Psychiatric evaluation. Oh, so the forensic psychiatrist hired by Bernardo's defense team
Mhm.
offered an alternative theory to her behavior and said, quote, she appears to be a classic example of hybristophilia, an individual who is sexually aroused by a partner's violent sexual behavior, end quote.
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of it either, but it's a sexual interest and attraction to those who commit crimes, which kind of seems pretty possible.
Yeah.
That was a new one for me.
That's also bad news for any of her future partners.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we need to be on the watch. Also, some people were like, no, she's just insane.
Like, to go along with that, at a
Mhm.
certain point, like, you're just bought in to do it multiple times.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it was kind of dismissed because she was a participant in the crimes. She wasn't just the person behind the camera or the person, driving the
Mhm.
car. She was an active participant in those
lured
rapes
them,
and
yeah.
murders. Mhm. And I
like,
think that goes above and
yeah.
beyond.
Like, I didn't just do this so I didn't get hit with a mag light.
Mhm.
Like, I was also doing these things.
Yeah, and as far as I know, that was the only DV occasion. So clearly, he knew he was being closed in on, I think, and he snapped and beat her.
Mhm.
Because I think
And
by all
it's
accounts,
interesting because that's probably what got him caught.
oh, for sure.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
If he had just kept his shit together.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There you go.
No, that's a terrible story. I see why you in particular picked it.
Shut up. Oh my God. Yeah, I felt so icky writing it, and I felt really icky reading some of those pieces.
I'm gonna get you a camcorder to stick in the corner so that
Unnecessary.
You have it.
Nope, don't need it.
I should say Kyla good news on it. And we'll put Bink's walking tape in there.
I hope that was enough to earn me back the crown after a long several
You'll get
months.
the crown. Do you want to go do it right now?
No, I'll do it
we're
after.
Filming?
I'll do it after. What do you mean we're filming? What do you have your video camera?
I think I have. So next week, we're going to be talking about your psychiatrist. Not your psychiatrist. But
Donald Cameron from the MK Ultra.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You'll probably win the crown back.
No, because, like, it's not terrible in this sense. Like, he's dumb and he does a lot of stupid shit. Like, I might win stupidest man.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm not willing to put him on there because he's terrible man.
Yeah.
But I do think my next psychiatrist might get stupidest man.
Okay. Yeah, we haven't had a stupidest man nominee in a while.
Yeah, so I think I very much have to, like, I think the new crime that I am sniffing around. Oh, that'll definitely take.
Okay. Well, at least I'll have it for a little while.
Because they were talking about stuff. I'm like, I don't know what that is. I have to look it up.
Oh. Oh, did you put like an incognito browser to make
Oh no, I just like do it right at like personal browser, work browser.
my
I
God.
don't care. I look up so much weird shit that IT is probably like Nicole's at
I mean,
it
at
again.
least you have a job where like you could be like, hey, a client was talking about this and I didn't know what it meant.
I just had to look it
Yeah,
up.
I couldn't do that.
I can. Also, I just keep my head down and do my job.
Yeah.
But prepare to be impressed.
Did you have to look it up?
No. To the next pour and the next plot twist.
Because you remembered how to read hieroglyphs?
It's because I can read hieroglyphs.